Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. He says I'm cute, whereas most of you call me CJ. I am so happy to have y'all here on this wonderful Thursday night, Friday morning, depending on where you are. Let's see who's here tonight. Hey Miss, hey Roro, hey Chris. Hey Sid, hey Tracy, hey Tanya. Tracy, I still owe you a happy birthday song, so if you'd like, I know it's a few weeks late, and I know that it is very late where you are, so if you would like to hear your happy birthday song late, I am happy to sing it for you now. Hey Boo, hey fam. So glad to see so many of y'all here tonight already. And I am so excited for everything that's going on. There's so much to talk about. Hey, Daniel. Okay. I'm not even sure where to be, and I'm going to start letting a few more people come before I get into the main meat. First thing, I hope y'all are having a way better derby than my hood is having. This board is horrific. I mean, just absolutely one of the worst I have ever seen in any way, shape, or form. Just, I don't know about you guys, but it's definitely bad for me. So this is our derby board, and we're finally starting to make some progress. But like the tomatoes and the milk teas are taking forever at this point. These are pointless. And a lot of us are starting to give up on even trying to get one. We only need 2 more gingers after what's out. It is just horrible. Absolutely horrible. Ugh. Hello, Adam. Oh, and hello to everybody on Twitch. We're live over there. Hey, Cindy. I am on the mend-ish. If you can't quite tell, and you'll probably hear me take a few drinks throughout, my voice is still a little rough. But if Tracy wants, it's good enough I can sing Tracy her belated happy birthday song if she'd like. Hey, Tammy. But unfortunately, we're not sure what happened. They re-injured my Achilles, which some of you may or may not remember. I tore a little over 2 years ago now. 3 years ago, maybe. Oh, it's been a few. I think 2 years. But it's getting there. This is the longest it's ever taken us, and it's probably the first time we're at a point of not even fully attempting the derby in the sense of let's go for all of our bingos. But we're doing what we can. Okay, there's quite a few people already starting to come in. Those of you who can't chat, if you hit that free red subscribe button, you can hit it and you'll be able to start chatting after about a minute, and I appreciate it. The more subscribers I get, the more likelihood I'll be joining the CC program. And I absolutely love being able to do this for the community, and I want to use some of my knowledge and skills to try to explain what's going on. Tracy, you just have to let me know if you'd like your happy birthday song. And I will definitely sing it belatedly to you because I feel so bad that it got forgotten before you left last time. Adam, they are so... Oh, Sydney, you're not that late. It is fine. I started late. I've only been going like 6 or 7 minutes. My kids started Christmas break and they were like, Mom, I'm on break. We don't have to go to bed at normal time. I was like, but Mom has to go work. There's a bunch of people who are waiting. So I was a little late trying to get them settled in to do something while I come and hang out with you guys. And you need to check the bell. YouTube has redone a lot of the notifications, and they tend to be now on personalized. And so you have to go in and click if you want all or personalized, and personalized is very random. It doesn't always tell you, or it'll tell you late. I don't know why it is. They've changed some of their settings and trying to update, and it's been a really big pain, but they've added some cool new features on like my side or like Chris's side of things as a moderator when I moderate for other streams that are very helpful. It's just made it very wonky for some of the end users. We have the event task going. I need to work on some of mine on this farm. And most of these stacked, but I need more wheat. And it's not going too bad. I mean, I'm not a third of the way, but I'm getting there. Yeah, Twitch never seems to fail, Adams. And I do have that up and going. I need to work on some things over there. Hey, Tanya. So, they are, but we don't know when. Hey, King. So, right now, they're exclusive to the beta testing, which I don't think is fair. However, they're not telling when they're coming. And it's more of a surprise when these come out, and I have so many thoughts on what's going on. Because it's just like, oh, we'll talk about it. Let me give you guys my Twitch channel just in case anybody needed it. We are going to start jumping in. So, all these holiday events going on. The snow pass, the decorations we don't have quite yet that are on Greg's. You guys, we're not going to have very much longer after the 24th. I think the 26th is when we have to collect all of Greg's guests. I like collecting them at one time So I'll put a little short together reflecting all the gifts off of his farm from my high farm and my low farm. So we have Greg's gifts going on. And then we have the biggest misconception or the biggest confusion going on. And I want to make sure everybody understands this as best as I possibly can right now. We're going to go to the event board because this was written wrong. And I think Heyday really should have clarified and changed this. And they definitely could have kept the second part a surprise for us. But they could have made this a lot less confusing. As you realize, the boat event has ended. You should no longer be getting boats with presents on them. You can't make presents. Your machine is going to come over here and view this. The event's almost over. It can't be. I'm going to explain to you why the machine's still staying here for one thing. And I'm going to try to do this. Anyway, we're going to start here though. This event board, we saw this. We all knew that we were going to have this long. We will. That should be my tags. Yes, Ricky did make a video on it. Hey, H-Dale. Him and I were spending a lot of time answering the same questions, especially on Facebook. He was able to make a video. I unfortunately wasn't able to make one this morning, so I thought I'd cover it tonight. And he explained, I know he explained part of it. I want to touch base on what I think Heyday should have done with this. Not just explain like the boats ended and now we have the task and this is how and what you're going to get from it. The holiday event poster clearly is what you see here on the screen. I can't unfortunately make that part any bigger. And it reads, during this event, you'll get a special time limited production building for your farm. With the gift wrapping station, you can produce gift items to send off on boats exclusively during the holiday event. This is wrong. This is only one section of it. I think they should have rephrased this. During this event, you will get special event opportunities to earn holly and purchase from a special edition, holiday edition catalog. The gift wrapping station will be on your farm for, they could have rephrased this. It's misleading in the fact that they can't take away the gift wrapping station, y'all. I would say with 99% assurance, without having been told by Heyday or Supercell that the machine cannot be taken off, like they can't do a maintenance tomorrow morning and take it away, because it would then take away our holiday catalog. They are tied together. And I think we should have had like just a bigger holly on the board, maybe make the gift wrapping station smaller, because we had the boat. Hey Beth, we had the boat poster, y'all. And that explained the boat portion. That was the true length of time. And I have a theory as to why it was somewhat this was somewhat done this way. Hey Sue, I'm thinking that seeing posts from support that it was unsure that maybe the holiday event wouldn't necessarily be executed or completed in time, that there was a change, that they had thought, okay, well, we'll maybe try trucks that had been done, that they had done some other testing or trials that even content creators weren't necessarily had access to, and they had to go with the task event that we currently have, because there was some people who said, oh, support says we're going to get another boat, or we're going to get a truck, or a combination. And I know that those were things that were asked about. They probably tried it didn't work as well, and they went back. So I don't know that the holiday task was, I mean, it was decided when the email came out. If you were subscribed via your Supercell ID to the emails for Heyday and for events that come, you saw that we were going to get an event task. But even the email wasn't very clear, but you could infer some of it. A lot of people thought, okay, well, we're going to be here longer. They spent diamonds on the gift wrapping machine to expand more. I didn't even expand more than 2 slots because I was able to spend my time on here. I didn't feel the need to spend my diamonds. I figured I'd rush diamonds if I'd rush the presents if I need to versus opening them up. But some people spent tons and tons of diamonds, and Tanya, yes, they're going to lose them. I think there's a fix for this. It could possibly be done. I'm going to do a different, shorter video on what I think could have happened there and what Heyday could do. But I like, here is my thing. Not everybody likes the boats. Not everybody likes the task. Everybody kind of got to choose part of it. If you really like doing the boats and you're a free-to-play player, though, it's really hard. And if you're a boat leader, you don't really like getting or having to do the boats because you have to then make the presents and you can't do a lot with the catalog. The catalog, absolutely not my favorite that we've had. There's no puzzle pieces in this catalog, and only in the front part were you able to get chick vouchers. You had exclusive cards that you were able to get for doing the boats, which we didn't know all of it, and I wish they were a little bit more up front. They gave us more notice than the day that the event task came out that, like, hey, this is going to happen. The good news is when the event task did start, that you could start then planning. Like, oh, I don't need to spend as many boats because I can earn 4,900 holly from just completing the entire event road. And on social media, I posted that was the fact. You get it at 200, 1,000, 3,500, 10,000, and 1250. You will be able to get. So 4,900 is a lot, especially if you've already bought stuff. You're going to be able to buy a lot. Like for me, I can't buy any more of those. I'm maxed out. It's a little limiting what I can get. If you have extra, like think about what you have and plan accordingly. This may not be the best because you're 100% going to get a Tom, but it's only a 2-star. You're like, that stinks. But the ratio that you're going to get for the coin isn't going to be as good. Buy the boosters because we're going to have booster boats coming up and you can swap because that is then additional free storage because it thinks you've paid for those boosters, and you've paid for them in Holly. They're considered a paid booster. They go to your storage and you'll have a spot to swap. And that's great for those things. That means if you get them in the Derby as a reward or you find them in a locked mystery box, you can swap them out. It's not a problem. You're going to have that space to be able to do, just touching everything wrong at this point. You'll have space to be able to. Should have left one of those towns. You'll have the space to swap. So that's my take. Plan accordingly with your holly. Do really, really think about that. I'm going to have so much because of what I've done. But the machine can't leave. It's disabled. It's going to be there. It's going to be like a decoration. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't mind. Hey, Cass, I don't mind that it's sitting here as a decoration. It's not like an ugly thing. If it becomes like a seasonal machine, and I think there's a totally different third route they could have gone with this. But I don't know from the programming side if that was truly an option. But I think there's a way that we could use the same machine over for any time. So let's say they want to bring this back for the Easter. I think there's a way to do that. And then people aren't wasting the diamonds. However, we've all expressed that lately we feel like Heyday's been after the diamonds and the money grab sense of getting you to spend more and more. And we're not getting the big discount offers. They're not going to want to keep the machine. However, I think it's a better investment. People are going to spend the diamonds if they know, hey, next year I'm going to be able to use the same machine. Or let's say they do Valentine's Day. Let's say we had the machine turn in to do one and we do like another week of boats and then a task path. But let's just give us one special catalog. And that's probably harder for them. Actually, I know it's harder for them to code, but I think it's possible. I'm hoping that that's what we're working towards. But this event poster, everybody is so stuck on because it says 12 days and it says the gift wrapping station. Just ignore it. This is the wrong information. They should have updated this poster 100%. But best of luck in dress rehearsal tonight. Much love. I hope your voice is holding up. I am excited though about the test because boats were hard on my level 19 farm. I wasn't able to get much holly, and I didn't work a ton towards it. But the event I've started working towards, and so that one will be easier for me to get. And so 4900, when you look at when we look at the catalog, I have time. If I can get up to my 1,000 here, I can get the deco. If I work hard enough to get more, I can get some of the other things that are unlocked, and I'd still have the 1,800 to get these stations here, along with all of the deco that's in the path. So I like this option. So right now here's what I would, and this is what I think needs to happen. We can't put it back in storage because the base coding for the game, like when you go into edit mode, so we'll go back over to my main. If you go into If we go over here, we go into edit mode. Let's go here. If I were to put all of these back in, you have to put them back out before you can leave. And that's going to include the wrapping station. So why not use an update to Maggie? And let's change it. Even if they don't give us a boat event that we're using it for, which I think we could just make we could just make a skin for it. We honestly could make skins for the boat through Maggie. I think the prices would need to come down. I think the Maggie being changed here should be free or very low coinage. There's because some of the aspects of what you get over here aren't the same as the town, but like I don't see a problem with leaving it on. We could change this so that maybe it stays this way for winter, but then when winter leaves, we get a new Maggie design to it, let's say. And then we can leave it on ours. And then you don't have to. But because the base coding says, hey, you have to put this in Yeah. I, Pam, I completely understand. Like, full on, you are spending a ton of diamonds. If you wanted, like, maxed out, sped up, you wanted the bonus. People paid a lot. And some people were so angry. Like, I tried to answer, like, um, Mace, if you can afford the points, no. I fully agree with you, Pam. This, if they can't change the base to put this away in storage, which I don't think that they necessarily can, then Adam, instead of them make it so we pay a lot for Maggie to change that machine, then we just get like a small price. So it can, and you can change it if you want. If you wanted to leave it at Christmas all year round, you could, but they still could make it a coin option and not a high one. So it could fit in for everybody. It could get hidden away. So many of you are great at hiding them in the trees or into designs. Even if we're not using it fully for too many events, I think Maggie could be adapted and used and not put us in the poorhouse. But trust me, getting the winter design, so I had it, even though it's not my favorite, definitely put me in the poorhouse on one of my farms. And I tried answering these questions, and people were steaming mad because they were like, but the poster, this holiday event poster says the gift dropping machine should work for 12 more days. And Heyday put it out on their social media that the boats were only lasting until the 21st. They made that part clear, but not everybody sees those. And they've made this very confusing having this as the statement. This should have said something very different. And I can even understand that they were hoping to get diamonds and see if they can test, how much are you going to spend to rush boats, or if we tell you that you're not going to have another event coming. Now, let's say they bring us back in Easter. How many of us are going to do anything more than potentially, I mean, I guess it could be a little different. We don't know for sure if at Easter we'll get the same amount of, whatever currency they want to call it. It won't be holiday. I forget what it was last year for Easter. I'd have to go back and look. But if you think about that first part of the catalog, like, I only bought what I wanted out of the first part with boats and only made sure I had enough with the boats during that time. I saw that email and was like, we have a different event coming. There's going to be another way. I'm not going to rush through this. I want to see what it is. Especially once I realized time-wise, hey, Carol, that the catalog change was going to happen once the new event started. So I'd have a little bit of time. Like yesterday, I could have rushed boats, whether it's paying the diamonds or using the booster. I could have sped them up and filled as many as I possibly could and gotten as much, I had time. We had like 2 days where we could work on both and kind of figure out. Here's where I'm gonna struggle with and complain too. This catalog is so permit heavy that the puzzle pieces come in today. What's the offer? This offer is better than 5 of them for $500. That's cheaper than what you're getting in the catalog, you guys. Yes, you have to spend diamonds versus the holly, but that's cheaper than if you had been rushing to get the holly to make up for the difference. It's just a matter of which do you value and which can you balance, and they're giving options. But why does it have to be permits? I'm sure there are plenty of you who want to open up all this land, finish opening it up, get it done. But what if they expand? Like, I'd highly recommend picking maybe this very last corner here and not opening it until you get to a point where you've maxed out your permit storage. You have quite a bit stacked up, extra, in case they do expand the game again. And then you're ahead of the curve. Cindy, they should. They absolutely should have gone in and changed this. I posted and I sent it in, and I said, this, like, can you guys change it? Like, here's a suggestion even on the wording. I don't pay for the permits. I'm focusing on puzzle pieces right now because I get a better return than opening my land. But it seems like so many people want the permits, but I want the puzzle pieces. Like, give me those puzzle pieces. You're spreading them over 5 animals right now. I want those puzzle pieces, and I'm so disappointed that I could not buy them. I don't want to spend on the permits. But if you think about how much holly you're like, right now with the task event, the permits aren't a bad price per se. In here, you're going to have extra. It's 300 holly. If you were going off of just the 25 holly and you were rushing, it was 25 holly for 1 round present, and each round present was 3 diamonds to rush, I believe. Then if you just start doing the no, they don't have any puzzle pieces on here, or we do have chick vouchers since there isn't any more in the catalog. I was happy to see that. We do have 3 puzzle pieces. You're right, Mace. Okay, let me catch up. I missed something else. The super boosters. Are you talking about the super boosters, Mace? I have puzzle. Okay, so here's my. Okay. The thing about the valley. This is a chicken valley. It's hard to get. I've worked really hard trying to get every task complete, but earning fuel, and I had to be careful. We already have everything. And yes, my valley shop has great, but it's a chicken valley, so it's harder to get those. I want the deco here, the Winter Wonderland Finland deco. Hey, Gabby. So that means it's even harder. I had one puzzle piece in the Sanctuary Valley last time. One puzzle piece. So you can't count on that. Like they're making you choose. And they're making it harder to get the puzzle pieces. And I don't understand why it has to be so hard. But if you choose, like, puzzle pieces your priority and you don't want the deco, by all means, then you can do that. I have enough. I could just get, or close to enough, I can get just the puzzle pieces out of the valley, but I want the deco. See, Kara, even on my main right now, things are kind of scrunched in, and I have to be careful, as you can see, because I don't cut down stuff. But I'm not doing so bad on expanding. I got a few more pieces over here. I feel okay. Like, I'm not in a rush, and even these don't take permits yet. Like, I have to get a couple rows in before I start getting the permit pieces, lands. So I still have a while I can go. I don't need a rush for them. And there are people who are probably wanting to. But there's nothing in here to compensate for those of us who don't. And the blueprints, we had so many in here, but they're maximized. And some people lost some of them lost the blueprints with the mix-up when the custom deco reset. But a lot of us can't afford the custom deco. Why are we paying so much? You think Maggie put you in the poorhouse? So is a custom deco. I'm not paying for the custom deco right now. Yeah. No, the lower level, if you're not high enough to have the town open, your lower level is not going to. My level 19 doesn't. We can look at what my rewards are along here. They're expansion materials, but they're a pretty decent amount. We're talking about 5. That's 40 diamonds. 40 diamonds. 40 diamonds. So I think, like, there's it's still a good enough reward in this task event. It makes it worth working hard on to do. Yeah, deco is definitely my priority. I want the chick vouchers, but I don't want the chick vouchers. I could care less about the chick vouchers in here, in a sense, because I get them in the farm pass, and I'm not the biggest fan of all of the birds. But a lot of people really are. If you told me I was getting a second birdhouse, the way we have a second doghouse or cat, any of the pets, or even multiples like the horses, I would be even more ecstatic. I'd be over the moon if you told me then I could put that one of those birdhouses in the fishing area. If I could put it in the fishing area, ooh, those pelicans and herons would look so much better to me because they fit so much better in the fishing area than on my farm. And I'm kind of stuck. And the feeding for them is messed up. That's still a glitchy area because I actually have no reason why they don't allow us to feed more in the cycle. And why we don't, other than the space. Like, okay, it's nice that you're trying to give us more space and we don't have to have multiple housing, but at the same time, it restricts the feeding. So there's a downside. Exactly. There are people who are over level 200 still do not have all of their animals. This is just, I get that they're trying to add new things. They're trying to give us stuff to keep us excited, to keep the game fresh and relevant. But there are still issues that need to be worked on. There's still things that should be clarified. Okay, I'm with you. I want to get my sanctuary done over getting my land expanded. And last week we finished on top 3. And the rewards were crappy. And I think I got 2 puzzle pieces. I was like, are you kidding me? And I reshuffled multiple times. We used to get a lot more. But it's like, I feel like permits are being crammed down my throat at the moment. And there needs to be a balance. If you're going to give us opportunity for more puzzle pieces or there's something going on, tell us. We know there was a problem with puzzle boats. And they gave us 3, which wasn't even enough. Because we should have gotten a total of 7 now in there. But the way that it worked, if there's something wrong with the puzzles, but like I got puzzle boats on other farms, so I know, and we've all gotten puzzle boats, so we know we can get puzzle boats coming in. That's not a problem. But if we can't have a puzzle event, put it in the catalog. I don't really want a diamond offer for them, but even then, a diamond offers always something where they're like, okay, we hear you, we want to do something. And then be more honest. Open it up. Let us know that, like, instead of the day of learning about the task, even giving us that 24-hour notice. We could all tell something was going on with the catalog. Yeah, we got an email, but none of the content creators, nobody was allowed to say, like, we could say, hey, did you see the email? Check out the email. Like, but nothing was able to be said beyond that. And then you have to make sure you're, I don't want to say smart enough. You have to be able to read between the lines, and that it said a holiday task event. They just need to say things and be kind of upfront and open, and let the CCs tell and explain then if we're not going to be giving, if Payday itself is not going to come out and say this and say, okay, this is how we're handling this, let the CCs. do it. We should have had something. There should have been more to it. And it's a little frustrating. Last year, Halloween came out the beginning of October. Christmas came out earlier last year. I would like to say that it's personnel and some updating changes to some of the delay. And there are things going on that if you paid close enough attention, some of them, but it almost feels like, in a way, Heyday a little bit on the back burner in a sense of the information. There are so many people who are doing this event task right now who are trashing 500-point tasks for feeding or waking animals because they can't get the puzzle pieces. And I am working hard. And I can tell you, I am not getting those puzzle pieces in the valley. And I am playing the derby even during this really stinky board. We would need to, there are quality of life or quality of game changes that should be able to be done. No problem, Chris. This crowd is being amazing. You guys are good. I understand that this is not something you guys are happy about. This is very confusing for all of you. And I want to try to explain the best I can for what I can say, what I know from experience. Heyday isn't coming out and saying, like, hey, we can't move the puzzles. Like, we can't move the machine because it's tied to the catalog. But I can tell you it's tied to the catalog. I think the decos should come easier. We should be able to have had Christmas. I don't think it's fair that this year, their way of giving us some Christmas early was diamond offers. And they ended up being in the movie tickets. Or they were cheaper in the shop once the shop was open, but you couldn't compare it to there, especially if it was your first year. And that really bothers me. Like, I understand they need to make money, but I guarantee you bring back the 30% off, you're making much more revenue. You're making up some of what you lost when you took that away. That is one solution. Giving us some simple quality of life adjustments. The super boosters, they're okay for a short period. They will be helpful during something like this event task. I can see them being more helpful. But in regular play, because of how fast, you have to have so much. See, I hope we get a Lunar New Year, but I know when the event ends, it's already New Year's. So, Lunar New Year's, we had that. You guys, give me a second. I want to look up because we have plenty of so technically Lunar New Year's is different than regular New Year's. Um, and so is technically like Chinese New Year's this year. Chinese New Year doesn't start till February 10th. I think that, or for the and that'll. So I think because they're trying to incorporate more, we did it lunar. They changed it last year to Lunar New Year's, not Chinese New Year's. I think that they're going to balance. I don't think we're going to see it at traditional like New Year's time. I think we're going to see it later. And I can tell you, I can make that reference based completely on when the event ends. But welcome back, Chris. But that's not like, I wish we would know these things. Like, hey, this is when this kind of falls. Hey, this is what you're gonna do. I would love to be able to relocate any of the animal houses, but the birds are my first priority, especially because only with the farm pass is there a limit. This is what I'm going to tell you because it is getting close to the end of the month. It is the 21st in the US, the 22nd, and a lot of other countries like Europe to Australia. If you are sitting close to 25, you don't have to spend your chick vouchers to collect on the event or from the farm pass. You will go over your 25. I did it. However, if you do not spend them by December 31st, before the 1st of January, it has to be before, because as soon as that new farm pass, we hit that reset, and that new farm pass is like, hey, it's new farm pass time. It's going to read you have too many, and you're going to miss out on the farm pass ones. But you can go over. It's not going to stop you from collecting. It's only an issue tied to the farm pass. So if this month I had started out with 25, I had 27 on one of my farms, and I didn't get them in my farm pass, I'd still have them on the event road, and I could still collect them, and I'd be up to 32. I figured that out while we had the Halloween event and the Thanksgiving event, because I collected but forgot to spend before November, so I tested in November. I collected them through the Thanksgiving. I got up to 27. Didn't have to do it. So you're still going to get those. The super boosters are somewhat of a good solution. I think there are other things. We could have events added in that are going to be a better solution than... Okay, this is getting absolutely ridiculous. Everybody can really be bothered by me. I'm about to say, they could have your super boosters don't last long. I haven't bought them myself and used them. I've watched what Robin's done. I've watched what Ricky's done with them. I've watched other CCs try them out. If you don't have enough milk build up, and I'm going to tell you, like, your 12 goat milk isn't enough if you're making goat cheese. What we need, however, and you're just gonna go through them too fast. Like it's almost too fast. It's so the sugar goes so fast. I want to. I don't know if it was which one did it with sugar, but even 200 sugar in storage wasn't enough for an hour of production, and they are having some glitches with it. So like I'm hoping like we don't see a splashy update in the spring. We're going to see this like kind of subtle, maybe here's a few, maybe a product or something. More like maybe let's move things around. Hey, the peanut milkshake is gonna move from. Oh, of course I did that. The peanut milkshake is going to move from here and go to the milkshake bar, and it's going to get a higher level. That takes a little bit of the load off of us at lower levels. They're trying to extend the game, and I fully think that that's a great thing to do. But when you extend a game, you have to readjust for some of the lower levels. So we need we may get a new machine. You're right. We may. And it'll probably be for upper. And a lot of times when that happens, the lower levels are like, "What about us? What about us? You have so much stuff. You don't need anything. Let the higher level players have something." They don't have much to look forward to. We need like a field adjustment considering how many crops, but which we haven't had the 3 time in a while, and I would love to have that. I don't think they'll give us 3 machines. Not at once. The one thing I think, Cindy, for you would be amazing is let's have a seasons option, y'all. Why can we not make our farm set to, at minimum, turn off the season? If you don't want the winter season, because like you're in Australia, give us an option to say swap off. And yeah, there's going to be some of the events you can't get around that. And that's just, it's unfortunate. And I really hope to see them bring some of the Southern Hemisphere events in, and not just, from around the world. I'd love to see some of those. And they are doing some stuff. But there are so many. Yes, like the birds. That needs to be fixed. The truck orders, the helps don't work correctly. That needs to be fixed. There's still some connection issues that are going on. We definitely could use new boosters. Why not the next update be boosters? There were things in this update, while they were subtle, like the color changes, they played around a little bit with the placement. Yeah, like we they there's one other thing I want you guys to consider. Okay, Mace. If not, thank you for coming, and I will see you later. Uh, okay, so we really don't have the room for another dairy and more animals. What we do have the ability to do is cut production time. And not just by super boosters. That was their solution. Super boosters are only available through buying right now. That's not fair to free-to-play players. Show the free-to-play players that you still value them. Because you're still getting ad revenue for the ads they watch. You're still getting value in the fact that they're playing, and if they're enjoying it, they're telling somebody else. And maybe maybe you're only going to buy like the Diamond Tester or the, like if one farm pass becomes super awesome, amazing, you're going to buy that every once in a while. That's a way to approach us. We updated Task in the Derby. I don't know. I know we talked about it in here when we had the update. We haven't seen any updates to the boosters that go with those tasks. Some of them can't even be done. Okay. I can't say this for sure, you guys. I only know that there is a new CM for Heyday. Because I withdrew from the process, and on Reddit, when those QR codes got posted, one of them was posted by the new CM. They are not fully integrated yet. They are not like the main CM. I don't think at this point of I don't know that they're there. And I really hope that they step in and do a really good job. I am hopeful that they look at things. I have a feeling that you're going to see some other changes. The content creator program, a lot of you have known from Ricky's post or from Daisy or from social media. Daisy was able to apply. Technically, I can apply. I wouldn't get the role of an official CC. I still have to hit benchmarks. I'd like to hit those benchmarks first. And y'all are getting me there slowly. We are getting there. We're working on it. The more Twitch subscribers or TikTok subscribers and the more things that I can start putting out and have to start making a little bit more time to focus on some of my stuff first to work on that too. Y'all, I appreciate you so much. I cannot be more thankful for the support that all of you have given me. And I just, if I could do anything, I would toast to you guys, because you guys are just amazing and so supportive, and you keep things going, and you guys listen to me ramble about some techie thing that to me is so cool in the game. or how something could be fixed and could be changed, and you guys like it. And hopefully I can work with the team. That's what I'd like to do. And hopefully the changes will allow that. And more content creators, more voices being heard will hopefully get there. But there has to be the communication. And right now we don't see that. I have a feeling that there's some growth, there's company changes, and just by some of the jobs that they've posted, but they're not coming out right and saying it. And there are things I wish they'd spend the money on. Like, they put out this new cute little Scarecrow movie, turned Scarecrow into Carecrow. And it even had a party invite for the farm at the very end. And it's on the picture on my thumbnail. I will try to save every tree. I love them. I cut them all down once before I knew what happened, and now I want to save them. Because you can get these white trees. Like that one. I accidentally cut this one down, you guys, and I bought a replacement and put it back where it was. And I cried so hard. A CM is a community manager. They are the person who tells the content creators, hey, this is what's going on in the game. This is when you guys are able to tell them. They go back to the team and say, hey, the community has given us the feedback of, we really like the task event and we want more of it. Or, hey, they'll go back to the development team and be like, okay, we have a major problem with players on, we're getting a lot of feedback on, some of them handle social media. I think that maybe split up now, just in some of the timing of when things are posted. Some of them are pre-programmed. The replies aren't pre-programmed. And their TikTok is a very different feel and is very unrelated to Facebook and Twitter. But I can't confirm that because I'm not part of that. But the community managers, they do their best to communicate between the team. But if the team doesn't tell them, if developers say, hey, we're going to add these super boosters, or hey, we're going to beta test this new farm pass that is similar to what you get in Clash of Clans, then the community managers can't tell the content creators to tell the community. And then it becomes a surprise. And we may not get a schedule of when Deco L is coming. And some of that may be because, hey, you may really want this Deco. And I get that games aren't free. There's nobody that you are going to talk to who can wholeheartedly say games cannot be free. 100% free. Whether it's ad revenue of pushing something, another game that you're sitting through. Developers aren't going to create a game and put it out for free. It takes time. Or you're going to get problems where things don't always work correctly and it can't be fixed in the most timely fashion. So we've got to have a system that works, and right now I think they're tweaking some of it, and it just needs some time. But there's so much the sneak peeks, I would have handled them very differently if it had been me for the winter update. New derby task could have thrown everybody. If you threw up like a part of a derby board with like question marks, like people would be like, "Are we getting a new type of derby? Are we getting new like?" I think task would have been one of the last things. We haven't had an update to that in a long time. I would have loved to see a new type of derby or an update to how maybe the derby worked. That would make it a little bit, easier. Maybe we have really, we have a Champions League, but let's all be fair. We know we got some really competitive teams. And maybe they are adding another whole threshold, like, are you a super competitive, kind of like the way they added family friendly? And if you're a super competitive team, you're going to go up against other teams that are willing to spend the diamonds and rushings just like you. And, that's a thing. Or it could have been changes to the prizes in the Derby. They could have played with that. They could have teased the boosters, and there would have been a million guesses, and a super booster wouldn't have been one of them. I would have been like, hey, we're going to get like an asparagus booster. I think there's still so much potential, and I love this game. I came from other games where there was more support to content creators in some ways, but in mobile gaming, this is still one of the better companies to do that. And I will honestly tell you that they still produce one of the better free games. And it's hard to do, and things aren't so like, I get that, my second daily reward is going to cost me watching an ad, and that's getting some revenue, or, shortening the time. They're not going to take those away just because I spent money on it. The Deco Enough is something. Welcome back. Everdale was amazing. And Everdale was done when there were still the same support within Heyday. That's changed, unfortunately. And now Everdale is with a different company. Permit boats would be amazing to come back. We haven't had those in so long. Diamond boats. I don't think anybody remembers that. There was definitely things we did back in the beginning that we should have more of. Even, hey, cute kitty, there's so much. You guys, that is so sweet. I love supporting you guys and doing what I can. I am not I do this because you guys are amazing, and I believe in this game and this company and the content creators I work with. Hey, Scatter, you guys make it all worthwhile. So I'm glad you guys appreciate it. I've spent so much time in the industry. I'm glad I can use what I've known to read between the lines for you guys and be able to say, like, I can tell you with 99% assurance that I bet if they took the machine away tomorrow, even though it's not functioning, our catalog disappears. It's just an understanding that I have, and I'm glad that it's helpful for a lot of you. I wish they would have changed. I'm hoping they still change us. I don't think they're going to change us, you guys. Even though we know what's going on now, I don't think this is getting changed. And I feel really bad for the players who are still in game and even support who's answering probably the same thing 100 times, that there's a holiday task and that's how you're getting the holiday. People probably didn't even look on the rewards to notice there was holly first. I had a comment on my post like, what, there's holly on the road? Did you not pay attention to what you earned for the task? That's an important thing. Snow Pass yet to come. Besides the beta, I fully expect we'll get more. I missed out on the flash deal. I think we are getting them. I just don't think we're getting them before Christmas. Not unless we wake up tomorrow with a surprise. You know, we woke up with a surprise pack that gave us some of the deco and one of these pebbles here. Maybe we wake up with a surprise of another one. I wish they would tell us. And that costed real money, but those packs are going to come. People want them so bad, even if they're not exactly what we meant when we asked for them. It's so creative to make them like the train tracks. I was really hoping the gravel pathway would be also the same, or give us kind of an option to, because there's the blend, there's the dark, there's the light, and then there's snow covered. But we'll see how that works. These snow paths that are like the Venetian canals, they're going to come. I just don't know how they're going to come. I wanted them already. I was hoping they'd be coming. Maybe a set of 5 will be in present number 4. We usually get a deco or something in the very last of Greg's gift. I'm hoping that's the case, but I'm not. Nobody knows or is allowed to tell if they do know. So I'm not using soonish because I that's definitely Ricky's theme. I just want to believe they're and know that they're coming. It'd be nice to an extent to be able to have some of this information to tell you guys ahead of time. Huh. Yeah. If they would put 4,000 diamonds for that price, I would not be contacting support. Greg just recently had a booster or a boost in their level. He got it. Was it with the new? I haven't opened any of them. I've been waiting to open them all at once. So hopefully it's worth it. Ricky will probably open it in his stream. So you only have a few more hours to go for that. And yeah, he's probably the first one to open it. Yes. So I got it on the beta. I'm not bought. It's the only reason I'd buy the beta, but it's on my level 19 support farm. This is how they got it. I have it. Clearly, you can tell I haven't played. Finishers thing. My beta. This thing is expensive. I mean, it's $12 to unlock everything. And while you can do it, you're not just paying $12. Which you get, some good stuff with. You get 5 when you get down here, but you have to also spend diamonds. So I can do these now, and I've left unlocked because I probably could have finished it last week, but I don't want to spend that kind of money on my baby farm pass or my baby farm. If it was my main, I would test it out for you guys besides the free. But I will test the free out. I just... And it's something I think every content creator should have had the ability to have access to test, to give feedback. I think within the rest of the community, she did. So the Deco contest is closed, the voting is closed, and soon the top 3 winners will be sent to, if they haven't already, I believe Chris was the number 1 in her category. Y'all, I forgot to vote. I went to go vote last night, and voting was closed. And I was like, whoops. But then you guys can't say, hey, I voted for this person or that person because I like them better than somebody else. I always hate hurting people's feelings. I haven't looked. I only know Chris was in first for her 200 plus level farm. She was one of the only ones who actually even did a character that entered. So that's the only reason why I know, because that was checked on Monday's stream. So I'm sure we'll find out more tonight. But just because you had the top number of vote doesn't even mean you win. There are judges outside Ricky's choosing based on the number of votes and his favorites, I believe, to go over to Heyday employees or and they will then be choosing who has taken what crazy tasks to get these to be popping up. The derby tasks tend to pop up based on what has been completed. It's not always what is needed. That is annoying. Okay. anybody have questions about the events going on, Triple XP trucks are on Sunday. I don't know if we're going to get your quote unquote traditional week of Triple XP. The actual date starts exactly the same. And it's not the Monday week of date. I don't know if that's because there's holiday going on and time off. We'll find out more in 11 hours when it was released. This bingo, there are so many wrongs with this. With adding the new task, it's thrown off algorithms. And the board was horrible. Some people got really lucky, and I'm so happy they did. We have not. It has been horrible. And at least the other people we seem to be playing against seem to be having just as horrible of a time. But, I mean, I just did that task, and it wasn't even a full 320. Thank you to my new subscriber. It should have popped up on screen, but it didn't. One Tang. I am probably butchering that name. Thank you for subscribing. But it's been hard. The event task is worth it, you guys. Keep working on it. It'll get you the holly and then some. We have to do tomatoes, and I don't know how we're going to. This is our board this week. This has just been horrible. I have done the lobster skewers already. I've done ginger, and I've done the mushroom salad. I've done the B&B and a train. So I'm hoping we can get somewhere, but I'm not holding it. Oh, there's my subscribing. I'm not holding out a ton of hope. We have been talking about not doing. The task isn't coming up. Good night, Scatter. Take care. Much love to you and Molly. I actually probably should get some rest. I only have a little bit of time before Ricky goes on. Do you guys have any questions about the events? Everybody clear that votes ended. The machine has to stay so we have a catalog to shop for. So it will leave when the catalog is done. You may not like the boosters. Buy them and you can swap them. Spend the holiday because the conversion is not going to work. If they come like on Sunday morning, that is going to be horrible because we cannot. I can't afford the diamonds without the discount to go through an entire task. You guys, thank you for coming. All of the amazing likes, my new subscriber. You guys are getting me there. Maybe for New Year's I will enter. I'll tell you what, we hit 400 subscribers on here, I will consider entering early before the 500 because I am eligible. Guys, have a Merry Christmas. If you have questions, it will be in Ricky's stream, which starts in about 3 hours. Find me on Facebook or Discord. I will do my best to help you as much as I can. I will see you in other streams. Monday is Christmas, so I won't stream then. I will stream next week though, so I will see you back here then. I hope everybody has a happy holidays or weekend. If you don't celebrate Christmas, y'all take care and happy farming. Bye, y'all.